Us, I'm George. We're all George. So good morning. Welcome to another Market Open stream. Today, of course, we have to talk about the big rate decision from the FOMC. And we will see if the market rallies or dumps. Everyone's speculating something's going to happen, right? We need to get ready for it. So let's discuss what to look forward to, what we can anticipate, and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world of crypto today. So good morning, guys. Welcome. Just made the market bell. There we go. Market bell is still going strong, the best bell in the industry. But right now, Bitcoin, you can see just really flat. 23,000, holding about 23,000. Overall, it's a really good place to be. Entire crypto market cap still holding about 1.05 trillion. Good place to be. This morning, well, it looks like the US market wants to open red, but it really doesn't matter what it opens at, because what really matters is what happens after Powell speaks. Okay, so what's anticipated? Well, according to this estimate, 99.7% people that actually helped contribute to this and made predictions thinks that it's going to be 25 basis points. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. 25 basis points. So that means the federal fund rate will go from 4.25 to 4.5. Now, Powell originally said that he wanted to see the fund rate go up to about 5%. So that's 0.75%. So before, it was anticipated that maybe this time around will be 50 basis points and the next one will be 25 basis points, right? But that may go out the window now, since another CPI reading showed that inflation was coming down in a big way. Core inflation was coming down in a big way. And we have a lot of economic softening that's happening. Like, look at this run right here. Private payroll growth slowed to 106 in January as weather hit hiring. So we're definitely seeing everything that Powell wants to see. Hiring is slowing down. Wages, I don't know if wages came down or not, but we see more layoffs, which is not good, obviously, but that's what Powell wants to see. He wants to see unemployment go up a little bit, but also he wants to see inflation come down, and that's what we're seeing, right? So it's interesting that these economists and analysts, they're predicting 25 basis points, but then you go to the next one. You can already see the prediction for the next FOMC meeting. It's March the 22nd, right? And you take a look here, 82% already think that it's going to be 25 basis points in March, but there's a large majority of people, 17%, that thinks we're just going to stay at 4.5%, meaning that 17% of again, people that's making predictions think that this could be it, that Powell may just stop the rate hikes altogether after today, right? But still, majority of people think it's going to be 25, maybe another 25 afterwards to get to that 5. But seeing how inflation is coming down in a big way, we're dropping by 0.5% every single month. And since now we're in February, the next CPI, if it shows January still going down, well, then Powell may just say, okay, it's enough. It's enough, right? But I saw this article. A lot of people do think that even though today he's going to announce that 25 basis point rate hike, but he's still going to send a hawkish message. He has been hawkish the last 3, or basically all the FOMC meetings in 2022. Early on, it was justifiable, right? He needed to send a tone to the market saying, hey, I'm serious about curbing inflation. But then later on, when inflation started coming down, he was still very hawkish. He wanted to send a tone like, yes, what we're doing is working, but we're not going to be giving up, right? We're still going to remain on point. We're going to keep going and crushing the economy and crushing inflation, right? But maybe this time around, he does not need to send that hawkish message. he could say, hey, things are working. Things are improving. We're going to be watching the markets. We're going to be watching everything like before. But because of what has happened so far, maybe we don't have to go to 4.5 or 5% anymore. Maybe we could stay at 4.5%. Or maybe even go to 4.75%, right? You know, just any kind of softness or dovishness in his message and tone during Q&A will be absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. So that's what we have to look forward to. However, a lot of people think that's not going to be the case, that he's going to continue to be hawkish and he may spook the market. He may stop this bull run altogether. And that is why, per Bloomberg, hedge funds have loaded up on short positions because they think the SPY, S&P 500, is going to crash and the DXY is going to surge. So, obviously, not so good. Not so good, right? But a lot of this is in 2022, though, okay? In 2023, yeah, it's pretty high, too. But most of this is was from 2022. But we'll see. We'll see. I remember now the last FOMC meeting, that day when Powell spoke, even though he was being more dovish than hawkish, people didn't want to hear that. I remember that day it did come down. But then the next day and the weeks following, it just started surging. So we may get something like that. We may get some kind of fake out today. But, you know, we'll see. In case you're wondering, the FOMC meeting is in about 5 hours, around 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in. I'll be streaming again, and we'll see what he says. But there are a lot of traders that are not looking forward to this. And something else that doesn't help this case is the fact that Jim Cramer turns into Super Bowl again. He turned into a Super Bowl saying that we are now in a bull market, and he's telling everyone to buy, buy, buy. So that also doesn't help things. You know, doing the opposite of what Jim Cramer says usually works out pretty well. So the fact that we got some high short positions and Jim Cramer saying we're in a bull market, you know, that's two negatives right there. That's two negatives. But you know what? When it comes to Bitcoin, doesn't seem like any of this matters. Open interest is at a month high. People are loading up on Bitcoin right now, right? Because despite what's going on, despite the volatility, despite the speculation of further rate hikes and inflation and economy and all the macro stuff, right? All this in the long run only helps strengthen Bitcoin's case. The shenanigans that the central banks have done to get us here, right? That is exactly what Satoshi wanted to avoid. That's why he, she, whoever created Bitcoin to get away from that. Distrust in banks, distrust in central banks, distrust in governments, right? So long term, all of this that we're going through is only fueling Bitcoin's case. And that is why Cathie Wood is still maintaining that Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2030. That's only 7 years, guys. That's only 7 years. That's basically one and a half, almost 2 cycles. Okay, that's not that long. That's really not that long. And is she just pulling this out of thin air? No, she's making a case for it. Well, this, first of all, just looking at the strength of Bitcoin from 2017, 18, 19, and then goes skipping up to 22, you could see the fundamentals of Bitcoin continues to grow. This is despite 2022 being horrible, right? Hash rate, like 20 times higher than 2017. Supply last moved 1 year ago at an all-time high. Addresses with non-zero balances double from since 2017. Long-term holder supply at 72%. Lightning Network, which really didn't even exist in 2017, has now expanded greatly. I mean, just look at the metrics there. You can't ignore that. You really can't. And if you compare it to other assets, global equities, gold, right? Nothing is anywhere close. And not only these metrics, but you know, if you look at what else is out there, basically she's anticipating that Bitcoin is take a chunk out of a lot of the other assets that traditionally fund managers and others would be buying, and Bitcoin's going to steal a little bit of it. Just a little bit. Not even a whole lot, but if Bitcoin just stole just a little bit of it, Bitcoin is going to hit over $1 million by 2030. That's the bull case, 1.5 million. Even if you have a base case, it just steals just slightly. Still anticipated to go to $683,000. That would give Bitcoin a higher market cap than gold. The market cap will sit around probably 13 trillion then. And even in the bear case, think about it. Bear case, the worst case scenario, Bitcoin should be at 258,500. This is according to Kathy Wood of ARK Invest. So think about that, okay? So when it comes to investing, when it comes to life-changing wealth or financial freedom, right? Everyone wants it right away. I need to attain it within the next month. I need to attain it within the next year, right? But if you simply zoom out your horizon just a little bit, 5 to 7 years, 5 to 10 years, which really isn't that long, this could be coming. If you thought Bitcoin topped out or is too big, wait until Bitcoin hits 600,000 or $1 million someday. It's coming. It's coming. Other things that are coming. Money is coming into Bitcoin. If you look at the week ending in January 27th, you saw a huge amount of money inflowing to Bitcoin, and you see not a whole lot for everything else. Multi-assets, just assets in general, actually went down. Let me remove my camera here. You can see it went down. Where did all the money go? Into Bitcoin. This is just last week. This is last week. This is a tremendous amount. Tremendous amount. And then we got the golden ratio multiplier measuring Bitcoin, again, to previous cycles, right? We're mimicking exactly what happened in 2018, in 2015, even in 2012, right? It's happening. It's happening the same way. Even with the macro conditions different. And I know people make this case, and I make this case sometimes too. Well, all previous times Bitcoin was in a rally, was in a bull market, right? Equities went up for basically 12 years. So that's why it helped Bitcoin, right? Well, 2022 was pretty horrible. Pretty horrible with all the macro conditions. And you could argue even 2021 and 2020, right? But Bitcoin still following the same path as before. So that argument kind of gets thrown out the window. And then, of course, this, very similar to the 2018 bottom, right? We had 13 consecutive weeks of downs, and then we started recovering. Guess what happened? We just had 13 weeks of downs, and now we're recovering, right? So did the macro conditions really affect Bitcoin's movement? I don't know. Looking at this, no, not so much. Not so much. Bitcoin is doing what it always does and continuing forward despite FTX and despite Celsius and despite everything else that's going on, despite the horrible macro conditions, Bitcoin continues to move forward, right? And here's something else, the Golden Cross. This is what we're waiting for, the ultimate bullish signal. When the 50 EMA crosses above the 200 EMA, it's about to happen. And the last 2 times this happened, Bitcoin went up 135%. That was back in 2021, and 740% back in 2020. Good days are coming. Good days are coming, guys. And right now, Bitcoin is still holding strong. The U.S. market, not so strong. FBI searching Biden home. I don't know what that's about. That can't be good. But we'll see. We'll see. The FOMC meeting is in about 5 hours. We'll see what the market does. Is Powell going to be hawkish? Or is he going to be dovish? Or maybe neutral, okay? Even if he's neutral, in my opinion, even if he's neutral, I think the market will rally. But if he's setting a hawkish tone once again, maybe we're going to get a little fake out where the market dumps down. But then tomorrow or before closing bell, we start flipping upwards, kind of like last time. But the very fact that we're getting 25 basis point hike would be absolutely bullish, very bullish. Looking forward to it. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. Kosan, welcome. All right, scrolling up here. Patrick, new member. Welcome, man. Welcome. Well, I've been seeing you in the chat, but appreciate it. Let's see here. Short squeeze. Shorts will get wrecked. Could happen. Could happen. We need, as Bitcoin climbs higher, we will see more short squeezes. But these days, I don't think a whole lot of people are daring to short Bitcoin. I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense why you would want to try. Leon, just respond to your email regarding my ledger. Did I ever email you? I don't remember. Be careful. Be careful if I, there's a lot of imposters out there. I'm still scrolling here. Elite Studio says imminent. Okay, I'm still scrolling here. Miles, I'm hearing smart money selling. Should I buy more? If they're selling, I'm not sure they're considered smart money. So think about that. Fed prediction, will you DCA before the Fed meeting? Well, I just actually, yesterday, I got my dates crossed up. So my DCA that I usually do Wednesday night, I did it yesterday, thinking it was Wednesday already. So there you go. Gary V said that unhappy people are the loudest. Is it surprising that people are always complaining with SBA video made or not made? I agree with that. Gary V, I don't know, Gary V says a lot of stuff. Obviously a really brilliant entrepreneur, but you know, he always talks about compassion and how you need to show compassion to your haters. I honestly don't think, I mean, yes, that's the right message, but I honestly don't think he shows a whole lot of compassion to his haters. People have told me he has broken down in his Discord chat before because VFriends were like you know, we're really dropping like crazy and people getting really mad and stuff like that. I mean, we're all human, but sometimes those trolls and haters, man, yeah, they get to you. But they are usually the loudest. Yes, I do agree with that. Miles says he's part of XRP Army. Well, congratulations. Am I doing a live video at FOMC for the FOMC press conference? Yes, I am. Was Sally on? Why would I? Why would I? There's been no talks or plans about it. Let's see. I'll just leave this chart up right here. This is an important chart or page. Axle landscaping. I just talked about Cardano last night. Go check out that video. I did a whole thing about DJed yesterday. So how many meetings in 2023? I don't know. I think there's like 6 of them. Like 6 or 8. There's a lot of meetings every year. But this one will be the most important. It sets the tone for 2023. Really, it does. It's going to be very, very big. Very big indeed. And it's going to happen at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's pronounced Jed, not D-Jed. Is it really? Why is there a D in front of it? They don't tell me it's like because of whatever. Why is there a silent D? They just did call it Jed then. Are you into cafe type of drinks like lattes? I used to be. I mean, yes, but not really. I just drink black coffee now. I got used to it. But I like frappuccinos and stuff like that. Like just sweet stuff, not like lattes or. Staking questions. Sitting on decent bags of Quant, HBAR, XRP, Link, Atom. Are there good staking options? There's staking options for all of them. They all have their native wallets, which allow you to stake because they're all proof of works coins, and you could stake and earn staking rewards. But if you're asking David if there's one place that allows you to stake all of them, the answer is no. I don't know anything about Altora, so I can't talk about that. Am I worried about Binance? That would be Armageddon. You know, Binance going under would be as bad as Mt. Gox going under, but it's not going to happen. No, I don't think about it. No, nor am I worried because they're not going to go under. There's about a 0% chance that's going to happen. Just like I say the same thing about Coinbase. Coinbase's chance to go under is a little bit higher, but still near 0%. Oh, Jed is an ancient Egyptian word meaning stability. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I guess I'll have to call it Jed now. That doesn't... Maybe I'll just call it Jeb. Because that's all I think about. Jeb instead of Jed. Why is Binance a topic? People like to fear themselves out. That's why. People always like to fear themselves out, taking the joy away from themselves because they don't think they deserve it, or I don't know what. They're trying to punish themselves. Like, I don't know why this is still a thing, why people still ask about it, because it's not going to happen. It's like, it would be the same thing asking, like, what if aliens invade tomorrow? Like, okay, you know, it could happen, but it's not. You know, it's kind of like pointless to talk about those things. How's my knee? My knee is still kind of the same. It's on and off. I'm working at it, but still not nearly 100%. It's more like 50%. NASDAQ is green today. Let's see where Coinbase slightly down, Tesla slightly up. Tomorrow, too, there will be a lot of earnings. Apple, Amazon, they report tomorrow. Very flat market today. Very flat. Yeah, as for the SBF case, I wonder when they will release the names of the two people that put down some money for SBF so that he can make bond or make bail. I wonder if it's going to be Kevin O'Leary, but who's the other person? You know, it'll be interesting. Hello from Mongolia. Welcome, welcome. Samsung announced today its latest Galaxy phone. I've heard they have their own wallet built in. They have a key store wallet. It's not really like a wallet. I didn't know. So they released S23. Because every single one is about the same. I have S22. And the battery life actually went down versus my S21, so that actually sucked. I mean, the camera's so good already, so I don't even know what else they could do, you know. Live stream at 1:30. No, I'm going to start beforehand, probably like 1:10, 1:15. Ram Rider. That's funny. That's funny. So what if aliens invade tomorrow? Are you selling? Probably. If aliens start attacking Earth, yeah, I would sell. I would sell for weapons and food and water, because if aliens invade, it's pretty much the end of the world. There's going to be no need for money anymore. Yeah, the S22's battery is horrible. You know, normally when you get a new phone, battery life is great. But as soon as I got the S22, I'm like, this is worse than my S21. Finding UFO, man. I hope you don't have any footage of actual aliens walking around. I've seen some recent clips about, like, clearer shots about, like, this, about UFOs, but I'm not convinced. Can SBF still trade at his house? I think so. I think so. He was asking the courts to give him access back to FTX again. That's how delusional he is. Mardell, I can't tell you what to add or what you shouldn't add or what to take out. But from what you're adding, I think those are good projects. So, anyone coming in late, it's anticipated that the rate hike will be 25 basis points. But what's interesting is it's anticipated the next one after that in March will also be 25 basis points. Although 17% of the people predicting thinks that today's could be the last one. That maybe we don't go up anymore. We just stay at 4.5%. That's interesting. 17% of people think that. So we'll see. But either way, in either scenario, basically, we're not going to get to 5 yet, right? So originally, Powell said he's aiming for 5%. Now we're at 4.25, so we're 0.75 away. Even if we stop at 4.75, that'll be good too. Very good. But it really depends on his message, if it's going to be hawkish again. AP, I regularly watch and replay your videos at least twice before I go to bed. Well, that's not creepy at all, but I appreciate that. And you can watch my Clips channel too. A lot of you guys have been tuning into the Clips channel. I know you can't watch these live streams all the time. Maybe too long. You're on the go, whatever you want. Short clips, short important information. Then head over to the CryptosRUs Clips channel. 2 videos every single day, just like this channel. When do you think crypto will make significant rampage into real estate market? Any good project? There's only one I know of, Robert. Proppy, but I don't quite believe in that yet. I think real estate market is too archaic. The way you have to go through a title company and the banks and all this stuff, I don't think they're quite ready for change. Let's just put it that way. I think Proppy is trying to do fractionalized, real estate by allowing people to buy tokens that represent a percentage of real estate. I mean, I don't even know if that's regulated or if it's allowed in all jurisdictions. I mean, there's a lot of question marks. So that's why I'm not paying attention to them. So, Robert, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a while. Jacob, I'm Neutron Chronos token. There's not a whole lot of dApps on there. Crypto.com itself isn't the strongest right now. So there's better L1s, L2s in my opinion. Sheldon, take care. Yeah, for everyone else, if you're curious, the meeting is today. Well, the meeting started yesterday. It's going to conclude today. The press conference is going to be at 1:30 Central Standard Time, CST, 2:30 EST. I'll be streaming with you guys, and we'll digest what Powell says. It's normally pretty boring, but we have a good old time, with Gina and Kobe and I don't know who else. And we'll see what Powell, what he says. There's times he's frazzled. Times he doesn't really know. He wants to be hawkish but also dovish at the same time, and he doesn't know how to come off as that. So more often than not, he goes hawkish. We'll see if that's still the case, or maybe it's complete opposite today. Can you deduct gas fees during transfer of crypto between exchanges and wallets on your taxes? That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. I would think so. It makes sense because you're paying that. But I don't know the tax softwares actually calculate that. Well, the U.S. market isn't looking too good right now. But again, doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. It all depends on what Powell says. That will either bring the market upwards, put it into bull mode, like what this is saying from Jim Cramer, or it's going to put it into dumping mode. But Bitcoiners don't really care. Bitcoin will continue to do its thing. Bitcoin was created so that it doesn't have to. We don't have to care about the macro stuff because all the macro stuff is just bad. It's just bad. Inflation is bad. Rate hikes, bad. You know, cost of living going up, bad. This is why Satoshi created Bitcoin. I kind of oversimplified it there, but I didn't want to go through my whole spiel again. This is bad. So much better to watch on Twitch. I know it's much clearer on Twitch. Twitch's streaming, compression blows YouTube's compression out of the water. I don't know how Twitch does it, but it's like super clear 1080p resolution, while YouTube is more like 720p. All right, guys, let's call it a stream. Let's see what happens this afternoon. So make sure you tune back in. 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will see what Powell does and what he says. More importantly, what he says. And we'll see what the market does afterwards. All right, make sure you tune in. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to get notified. And I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.